Good day everyone, I'm Nishantini from Group 1. We have conducted an event named Accounting Coffee Talk 2021 as our social engagement project. My group members are myself Nisha, Imanina, Suchi, Nadira and Danli. Here's the brief introduction for our event. We conducted the event on 22nd May 2021 from 9:50 am to 12:30 pm. Our targeted participants are upper level high school students, SPM, STPM and matriculation leavers as well as the diploma students. This is mainly for those students who are interested to pursue their studies in accounting course. Our event includes of 3 main sessions which are interactive games, sharing session and quiz session.
Now I'll talk about the objectives of the program. Number 1, give exposures about the accounting pathway. We were able to explain the various pathway as well as the basic qualifications in order to take an accounting degree to help them structure their planning in furthering studies. Number 2, sharing the benefits of being University Malaya's accounting students. We get to share with the students the exemptions papers University Malaya accounting students can get when taking professional qualifications such as ACCA and MICPA, which helps save time. Number 3, give tips on how to handle stress as a university student. It is normal to get stressed as a student, especially during the pandemic while balancing the academic obligations as well as organizations' activities. Nevertheless, it is not impossible and we get to motivate the students to believe in themselves. Lastly, create a bond with the students. By playing games and get to know each other, they will feel more comfortable and wouldn't hesitate to communicate with us whenever they have any doubts and inquiries. I'll pass the floor to the next presenter. Next, I'll talk about the method on how we acquire participants. Since everything is done online, we, Publicity Department, created a Google form for the participant to register and collect their name, phone number, emails, and some information about their level of study. We also created a poster to spread the word and included the details of the program as well as a QR codes that will lead them to the registration form. The registration was open from 1st May to 16th of May and we were able to collect 32 names. We notified them of any additional information such as the details and link to the event and backdrops through a WhatsApp group created beforehand as well as through the emails. Now I'll pass to the next presenter.
Interactive section. We first started with opening speech. Our president, Aina, greeted the participants and gave a brief explanation of the day's activities and wished the event well. Ice-breaking session. We divided the participants into 3 groups beforehand. During the day's events, Microsoft Teams automatically assigned the participants to their rooms. First, the host of each room introduced themselves and introduced the game rules of 192 Truth to participants. Each player needs to introduce himself before developing his or her statement, including where he or she comes from and what their ambitions are. Each room also has a timekeeper to remind the host of the time. At the end of this session, our host briefly introduced the next sharing section to the participants.
The following session was the sharing session. We have invited 2 of our buddies from 2nd year, Brian Tam Siang Rong and Nur Hafiza binti Bakri. I was the moderator for this session. Our buddies shared their thoughts based on these topics, which are introduction about the UM accounting course, professional qualification paper exemption, interview tips, activities that can be joined, and reality versus expectation life in University of Malaya. Participants typed their queries regarding the topics in the Mentimeter link provided at the beginning of the session. There was a Q&A session right after the sharing session for the speakers to answer the queries from participants. So that's all for the sharing session.
Hello everyone, my name is Zhang Shuci and I will explain to you the quiz session. At 11 am, we have conducted the section using the platform Kahoot, and the moderator of this session is Nati. Nati first briefly talking about the quiz session and then ask the participants to open the Kahoot and key in the present game key. Around 16 participants enter the quiz, and the contents of the quiz, that is, accounting quiz, consists of questions regarding the SPM simplest of accounting subjects. So after the quiz finished, the winner from the first place to the fifth place were announced, and we give the prize for the first and second and third place winners, which is Yanni, Si Chen, and Chen Yi. The prize was given to the winner after the event by contacting them and transferring the cash prize to their bank account. That's all for my part. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nur Ain Nadira Binti Mokhtar, and I'm going to continue the presentation with the next part, which is budget. The initial budget that we planned during our first meeting was 100 ringgit. Hence, funds were collected by contribution among two group members, which was 10 ringgit per person. However, our real expenditure on that day was 94 ringgit and 20 cents, and the difference occurred was coming from the Grab delivery cost for the coffee on that day. The budget was used to buy 2 coffee for the 2 speakers, in which the total was 34 ringgit and 20 cents, and the prizes for 3 Kahoot quiz winners was 60 ringgit. The balance from the budget was just being left in Aisha's bank account, whom we transferred our contributions to. So these are the proof of the transactions. The first receipt was the coffee delivery for Mr. Brian Tam Siong Rong, which cost us 70 ringgit and 20 cents, and the second one was for Miss Nur Hafiza. Since she was staying at Johor Bahru and we couldn't place the order from Kuala Lumpur, therefore, we transferred the amount that we had allocated for the coffee to her bank account. Meanwhile, these are the prizes for the Kahoot quiz winners. 30 ringgit we allocated for Eng Yanni, who was the winner, 20 ringgit for Lim Chin Yi as runner-up, and 10 ringgit for Tan Si Chin as second runner-up. Moving on to the next part, which is the feedback. Feedbacks from participants are gathered through the Google form, and feedbacks are categorized into 7 categories, which are A. This event gave me new learnings and knowledge. B. Program input. C. Program activity. D. Speaker expertise. E. Obtain new friends through this program. F. How likely are you to attend future events? And G. Suggestions for any improvements. The ratings are varied. First, very dissatisfied. Second, dissatisfied. Third, neutral. 4, satisfied. And 5, very satisfied. Total of 17 participants have taken part in giving their feedbacks to us. And from the feedbacks shown, we could conclude that majority of the participants were very satisfied with our program and activities. We are happy that Accounting Coffee Talk 2021 ran smoothly on that day and beneficial for them. That's all from me and my group. Thank you.